I remember when Charlie Kirk was assassinated, the liberals, they cheered and they thought it was great. Rob Reiner was one of the few ones that surprised me where he actually got on the news and said, he didn't like the idea that Charlie Kirk got killed and that shouldn't have happened and yada, yada, yada. And he was actually very kind about it. I was surprised that he did that because for the last couple of years I've watched him on Twitter say that MAGA are fascist, that we're racist, that we're Nazis and everything else. And I think that if you represent someone as that or label someone a Nazi or a fascist or as an evil criminal just because they voted a specific president, you're putting Americans in a very dangerous position. You see, if people think you're a Nazi, then what do most people's philosophy on Nazis is to do? Their solution, of course, would be to kill a fascist, kill a Nazi, all that. I felt like Rob Reiner put myself, my family, and thousands and thousands, millions of people in danger by saying the kind of things he did. But I let it pass. I moved on and all this. But something ironic is going on. Although liberals felt it was beautiful to celebrate and laugh and make t-shirts about Charlie Kirk's death, suddenly there's people out there who haven't forgiven Rob Reiner for some of the evil shit he said about MAGA, and they're not pretending as though they liked him when he died. I mean, it's terrible. I think it's absolutely awful. I wish his kid would have got the help that he needed, and I wish they weren't dead, obviously. But I'm not one of these type of people who's suddenly going to go, a bad person died, so now I'm going to pretend as though I like them and kiss their ass kind of bullshit. But I also, in my philosophy, I've been to many, many different funerals, friends. I've been to people's funeral that I didn't like that were related to me. And when people ask me, hey, Brett, do you want to put in your 2 cents? Or, Brett, why don't you say something about the dearly departed or dead? I would try as hard as I could to try to say, well, the person was good at this and they were good at paying their bills and yada, yada, yada. But the truth is they were a cunt. I mean, I wasn't trying to be fucking hateful, but I'm saying, look, I hope they get to heaven. I hope that they didn't piss God off and hope things work out for the best for them in the afterlife. But while they were here on earth, they gave me a fucking headache. And I don't think it's wrong for me to be honest about shit like that, especially if I make a fucking effort to actually say something positive about them. And as far as Rob Reiner goes, I know he made the movie Stand By Me and Harry Met Sally, Mississippi Burning, and a bunch of other great films. So I can honestly say, all right, the guy made some fucking good movies. But why does that mean that I have to put up with the bullshit that he put Americans through with his politics? And that's pretty much where I stand on the whole deal. As far as funerals, if we can get off of Rob Reiner's terrible events that have happened that led to his death, I've always told my wife that, hey, when I die, just put me in a fucking garbage bag by the next of the road like the rest of the trash. I mean, whether you're religious or spiritual or you're atheist, everybody believes that their body's going to die. Even if you believe that you have a soul and you're going somewhere, why bother spending thousands and thousands of dollars on a fucking casket or any of that shit for that matter? Why not just say, fuck it, I'm gone. My body might be sitting there. You can either get a taxidermy if you want to, prop me up in the house or, whatever, but, just put me out. I don't like that at all. I've seen people go almost bankrupt paying for the funerals of their relatives and family members. I'd rather my wife and children and my siblings get all the money than waste it on fucking flowers that I'm obviously not going to smell. I'm obviously not going to give a shit. And another thing that might shock a lot of people out there, when I die, if you didn't like me, then don't show up to the funeral. And if you feel you need to say something, then go ahead. Get your ass up there behind the podium and preach about how this asshole fucking annoyed you and drained your soul. That's, don't lie, don't make up shit. Say, yeah, Brett, he had his good moments, but sometimes he was a fuckhead. I'm okay with that. It's not like I'm going to get up and strangle anybody. May, hopefully Rob Reiners will go to heaven. perhaps God will see that the man might have had some goodness that we as the people have not seen, and we'll just simply pray for him. No celebration, but no lies either. All right. God bless.